up, YouTubers? Who is this? It's your guy, Unsociable T, and we reacted to top cities in the world to celebrate New Year's.
Start the new year somewhere new. Welcome to Mojo Travels, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 cities in the world to celebrate New Year. Some of the most exciting, high-profile, and popular destinations in which to enjoy New Year's. Number 10. Bangkok, Thailand. Bangkok is officially the most visited city in the world. Now, add to that the fact that Thailand's capital is famous for its vibrant, hard-partying nightlife, and you have the makings of one truly unforgettable New Year's Eve. Though there are parties going on all across the city, Central World Plaza is the heart of the celebration, boasting live entertainment, fireworks, a beer garden, and a massive party that fills the street with huge crowds. Another great place to spend New Year's Eve is Asiatic, a waterfront shopping area with live music, restaurant specials, and celebrity appearances. For something a bit more intimate, consider reserving a table at one of the city's numerous rooftop bars or booking a riverboat ride. Number 9. London, UK.
I would go to Thailand, but honestly, I would find somewhere to just sit down. I don't feel like standing up all day, to be honest.
Speaking of boats, the River Thames comes alive after dark on New Year's Eve. Cruise ships and clipper boats provide a phenomenal view of the fireworks display. Of course, if the idea of committing to being afloat during the festivities gives you FOMO, rest assured that there are plenty of alternatives. The fireworks launched from the London Eye can equally be appreciated from the Westminster Bridge, Parliament Hill, and Alexandra Palace, among others. While most people are looking for the biggest party in the city, others might prefer a cozier setting, in which case you can't go wrong with the city's numerous historic pubs, where New Year's Eve is usually a delightfully understated affair. Number 8. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. When it comes to a reputation for wild parties, Rio de Janeiro is Brazil's reigning champ. While Carnival is undeniably the crown jewel of its festival calendar, the city nonetheless does itself proud come New Year's Eve. In fact, it's Rio's second biggest event of the year. On December 31st, some 2.5 million people can be found partying it up on Copacabana Beach, spread across countless events that line the shoreline. One tip to help you avoid making a fashion faux pas, it's traditional to dress in white for the occasion as a sign of peace and tranquility. Champagne, samba music and dance, warm weather, barbecues, and a picture-perfect backdrop. What more could you ask for? Number 7. Berlin, Germany. Germany's capital city has a real duality to it. On the one hand, it's hyper-organized, efficient, and polite. On the flip side, it's also world famous for its nightlife, boasting one of the greatest techno/EDM scenes anywhere on the planet. Plus, it's known to be a judgment-free space where people are encouraged to get freaky if they feel so inclined. So yeah, Berlin knows how to party, and New Year's Eve is no exception. Those looking for the classic outdoor event won't be disappointed.
Berlin celebrating like it is the last year.
Festivities at Brandenburg Gate run until 3 AM and are among Europe's largest. Those who prefer a classic clubbing experience definitely have to head over to the massive Kulturbrauerei complex. Number 6. Las Vegas, USA. Do we really need to go into detail as to why Las Vegas makes for a great choice come New Year's Eve? Probably not, but hey, it's also a city that we never get tired of talking about. The ultimate adult playground, Las Vegas is all about bright lights, spectacle, and jaw-dropping performances year-round, and come New Year's, the city really outdoes itself. The Strip becomes a pedestrian-only space, and the crowds of revelers gathered there are treated to an epic coordinated fireworks display. Along the Strip, every casino, restaurant, and bar is competing for your attention, and the end result is utterly surreal. Music lovers in particular will feel spoiled. Las Vegas busts out A-list performances for the occasion. Number 5. Sydney, Australia. Sydney is great for Christmas and New Year's. Because of its geographical location and time zone, Sydney is the first major city to welcome the new year. No offense, Wellington. But Sydney has far more going for it than merely a temporal advantage. For starters, it boasts one of the largest and most spectacular firework displays in the world. And that's just one aspect of the festivities. Australians are notoriously hard partiers, and they like to prolong the fun until that New Year's sun rises. But wait, there's more. Sydney keeps it going with a plethora of New Year's Day events as well. Plus, Australian summer kicks off in December, so you can ring in the new year in beautiful weather.
I still don't see how it's
Number
good for
4,
Christmas,
Edinburgh,
though.
Scotland. If you're looking for something a little different this New Year's Eve, we'd like to introduce you to a not-so-little celebration known as Hogmanay.
This is like a
This
Game of
epic
Thrones
3-day New Year's extravaganza draws
Look at
heavily
that,
from
Game of
both
Thrones,
Gaelic
period.
and Viking culture. Crowded streets are nothing special on New Year's Eve, but a torchlit procession of over 20,000 people? That's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, in which case that's just December 30th. The next day, on New Year's Eve proper, people assemble on Princes Street beneath Edinburgh Castle for an evening of live music, drinking, fireworks, and even a sing-along of Auld Lang Syne. The next day, the truly committed take a freezing cold dip into the River Forth, in costume. Number 3, Dubai, United Arab Emirates. This is a city
Dubai.
that believes in going big in terms of pretty much anything and
Man.
everything. Just look at the architecture. A destination that particularly appeals to those looking for an exclusive luxury experience, Dubai is where you go when you've decided to throw your New Year's Eve budget out the window. The Burj Khalifa is impossible to miss any day of the week, but for New Year's Eve, it ups the wow factor with an impressive fireworks display. If you choose this as your destination in which to welcome 2020, we highly recommend a rooftop restaurant reservation from which to appreciate the fireworks. Number 2, New York City, USA. There are few destinations with more
Didn't you just have
iconic or
this?
long-standing New Year's Eve traditions than the Big Apple. To celebrate the end of one
Oh,
year and welcome the start of
who doesn't
another,
know the
New
Big
Yorkers,
Apple?
alongside tourists from around the world, pack into Times Square for an evening of musical performances and all-around good times, no matter the weather. Having first taken place in 1907, the event is iconic and is now typically watched by an estimated 1 billion home viewers each year. Of course, that's not the only way to celebrate NYE in NYC. Prospect Park in Brooklyn is a great place to watch fireworks. And of course, innumerable different parties take place across the city. On New Year's Eve, NYC really lives up to its nickname as a city that never sleeps. Number 1, Tokyo, Japan. When it comes to the holiday season, there are a few cities more all-in than Tokyo. With various elaborate light installations, Japan's capital city is utterly transformed. The funny thing is, Christmas isn't that big of a deal in Tokyo. New Year's, on the other hand, is very important. Here, the festivities begin on December 29th and are known to continue through to January 4th. Also known as Shogatsu, the New Year holiday can be celebrated in many different ways. For those wanting to lean into traditional culture, consider a visit to the Zojoji Temple to observe the Buddhist Joya no Kane ritual, or partake in Hatsumode, the first shrine visit of the year. For more of a party atmosphere, head to the Shibuya or Roppongi districts where things get a little more wild.
Do you agree with our picks?
I do agree with the picks, but honestly, just not for me. Too crowded. That's all I'm gonna say. That's I like celebrating honestly inside. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and peace.